Welcome, everyone, to the live healing experience. I'm your host and guide, Sue Dumais. Oh, welcome to 2026. Some of you may be feeling some relief that 2025 is over. Some of you may be feeling a little bit of uneasiness for 2026 and what it's meant to bring. This is the world we live in now. There's a lot of new energies coming in all the time. The energies are always doing interesting contractions and expansion. So there's always this like contract and expand energy. There's always the feeling of the highs and lows, like waves, ripples, and then big like tsunami waves. That's just the energy that's going to be going on right now. And it's not a bad thing. We don't need to be afraid of it. We don't need to be uh, negatively impacted by it. It's going to be challenging in a lot of ways, but you can actually learn to ride the waves. You can learn to navigate the energies. And part of what I'm going to share today is guiding you through a process that can ground you in the new earth, the new timeline energies, but also give you that feeling of levitation. So you can feel grounded but light, not grounded and heavy and dense, because the body right now is going through some big changes. I'm going to talk about that to begin with, and then I'll bring you in through a journey, and then we'll do some intuitive readings toward the end. The energy currently, I've really felt it right around the New Year. So within that 48-hour period of New Year's, I could really feel the energy shifting, and it's purposeful that it's following our calendar. And I'm not going to go into details of why that is, but the bottom line, just to understand it a little bit, is we're moving from linear time to nonlinear time, which means the mind and the brain is, which is programmed based on linear time, past, present, future, is going to keep trying to understand what's going on based on past, present, future. So we still need to kind of work with the calendar and time, and we'll still use time when we're nonlinear, but it's going to be used differently. We're going to just feel it and experience it differently. But the mind can't fully comprehend what's coming because it's not programmed for that yet. It is being programmed as we speak. So the programming, it's been programming for some people, it's been shifting. And for me, it shifted quite a few years ago. I had a really powerful experience going from linear experience of time to nonlinear. And I was sitting in a space and I could see everything all at once and all the timelines were playing out. And it was like more of me. It was very an interesting experience. Not everybody's going to have that experience. It's going to be more gradual. However, when we're moving from linear concept of linear time in the brain and the mind and moving to more nonlinear, which is more like a quantum experience, like quantum experience of space, time and space. It's not restricted to past, present, future. It's more based on the eternal spiral of now. And I can explain that to you, and your mind can be like, okay, yeah, I can try that on. But the mind can't fully comprehend this. And ultimately, the part of the mind that's really based on linear time is going to be kind of released. It's going to be shifted. What's happening right now with the energies is it's creating a transformation, transmutation, and transfiguration. And what that means is we're all transforming. We're transforming a lot of things. It's like a metamorphosis. It's like a caterpillar to a butterfly. But in the moment, many of you are going to be in between the caterpillar and the butterfly. So it's going to be like a lot of mush. It's going to look like maybe chaos. If you looked inside a cocoon, I'm like, there's nothing really in there, just liquid. It's all liquefied because it's basically going through a transmutation. It's transmuting into something else. The energy is transmuting into a different form of frequency and a different way that we are going to interact and experience frequency. But there's a transfiguration that's happening as well, which is literally it's transfiguring our cells in the body into a different form. So, like a caterpillar transfigures into a butterfly. You wouldn't look at a caterpillar and go, "Oh, I can see the butterfly." You see the caterpillar, and then you see the butterfly. So there is this big shift coming in. So what's happening in the physical body is there's any density, any contraction, any tension in the body is being transformed and transmuted. The energy is being shifted, transmuted, which means dense energy needs to be processed or cleared very quickly. And that's the good news. The challenging news is sometimes that will show up as an increase in pain or an increase in a symptom or a physical sensation in the body. And the best way to navigate those things is just to take care of your body. What does your body need right now? Do you need to go stand on the earth, even if it's -20, right, Edith? Edith? It's like get your feet on the ground, get your feet on the earth, stand on the snow. It's still earthing. You can stand on rocks, get river rocks or driftwood in your home if you need to. You can place your feet on some form of nature and connection to nature, but Mother Earth is the best conductor, and barefoot is the best way to do that because we are conducting energy all the time. Energy is moving through us, currents moving through us. If you imagine a car battery without the grounding cord and without the grounding coil on, it doesn't work. The circuits can't move through and the electricity can't be conducted through the currents, through the coils. When you stand on the earth, you're grounding your energy. It's like putting that grounding cord on, and it allows the currents in the body to be reorganized. So grounding and earthing, even if it's just a few 10 seconds. The other day I stood in the ocean for like 10 seconds. My feet were freezing, but I did it for 10 seconds. And it really made a difference in my body. I could feel the conductivity shift. So as your physical body is changing, the energy and the currents in the body is changing. It needs some support. So things that can support you, maybe yoga, tai chi, qigong, like movement, dance, walking. Movement really helps kind of move the energy. If you're feeling stiff or stuck in a certain area, perhaps some type of body work might help. Osteopath work, gentle stuff, not get in there and crick crack and move you around really intensely and aggressively. It's gentle. It's what would support your body, what would feel supportive, nurturing, loving, nourishing. That's what you're looking for. That goes with food, same thing. Watch what you're eating, pay attention to what you're eating, intuitively eat. Let your body guide you to the food and what kind of food and how often and when you eat. I started feeling like it, there was a period of time I was just doing all liquids. I was on liquids for quite a few years. Now I do mostly liquids through the day, protein shakes and soups, and then I might have a meal with my husband. But I'm finding that the meal at the end of the day is not, my digestion doesn't like it. So it's if I had a meal in the middle of the day or kind of an early dinner, my body does really well with that. So again, you're just discerning what does my body need as we're moving from form material, the hard density aspect of it into frequency. We need to eat lighter for a little while, perhaps. You may need to definitely drink more water. That sort of thing can help. So those are some of the ways you can support your body in shifting. But ultimately, this energy, this frequency that's coming in is changing our bodies, period. There's nothing you can do about that. And in fact, it's actually good news. It's a good thing. But the challenge is, depending on how much density energy you have left in your body, it could get a little bit stuck or it could feel a little uncomfortable. Lean into it, embrace it, really pay attention to when your body's calling for rest. Even lying down for 5 minutes, flat on your back, can be on a mattress, doesn't have to be on a floor or a yoga mat, but flat on your back. And what you're doing in that time, even setting an intention to do it as well, is talking to your nervous system, your central nervous system, and inviting it to process everything that's happened in the last 24 hours. So when you lie down at night, you go to bed, or even in the middle of the day, if you feel like your nervous system isn't regulating and you're feeling some anxiety or weird energy that's just making it feel a little jittery or funny feeling, like fluttery feeling, earthing, or both maybe, lie on your back and invite your nervous system to process everything that's happening and get that conductivity moving, get that energy flowing in the body. These are really important pieces. Staying well hydrated. Make sure you're drinking lots of water, more water than you normally would, and or at least past the point of thirst. If you're thirsty, you're already 10% dehydrated. So drinking, even when you're not thirsty, just drinking more water, filtered water, clean water. As our bodies are being transmuted and transformed and transfigured, we can also experience a lot of emotions wash up because the pockets where the emotions were held are kind of opening up and bursting, if you will, or shifting and kind of creating these openings. So you might have waves of emotion washing up. And if that emotion is yours, you can tune in. For those of you that are empaths, you can ask, is this mine or is this the collective or somebody else's? Because you can be picking up on other people's emotions right now, more than before. Identify it if it's yours and then process it, honor it, take some time with it, give it some space. It won't take long. What used to take longer, let's say what used to take an hour to process, could be processed in a second. That's how much more accelerated we are in the energy. So recognize that it does need to be honored, but maybe just for a moment, it might just be a blip, or it could be a half hour where you're just lying down and you're feeling some tears or you're feeling some different energy. Honor it, give it some space. Give your feelings space, whether it's a physical feeling or an emotional feeling or sensation. Don't let the left brain get into a story about why you feel what you feel. The story is not important unless it comes in really clearly that you need to process something on a more of a mental level. Focus your attention and process on the feeling level. Go to the raw sensation of the physical body sensation, or go to the raw emotion and just be with the energy of that emotion or the energy of that sensation in the body. That's somatic processing. That's the process called somatic processing. And what you're doing is going into it, experiencing it, witnessing it, allowing it, creating space for the energy to find movement. The energy has an innate intelligence. It knows how to get out of spaces that it's feeling trapped and held by. But our brains and our minds hold that trauma in place. Our nervous system can hold that trauma in place. Anything you can do to support the vagus nerve right now is really important. For those of you that are in the intuition program, I'm going to be adding the vagus nerve information in there. So you can, there's a whole lesson on that I'll teach. And then I'm also going to be doing a mini yoga class that is focused on the vagus nerve. And the reason for that is that it's one of our main conductors. That's the nerve that kind of it basically goes from the brainstem to the ears, down into the larynx and the pharynx, down into the heart and the lungs, down into most of the organs other than the adrenals. It pretty much touches and connects with all the organs. So the vagus nerve is responsible for the sympathetic nervous system or the parasympathetic nervous system. So if the vagus nerve is stimulated, it shifts us out of that flight, fight, or fawn or freeze response into that rest and restore response. It takes us out of stress and into restoration. And the vagus nerve is now becoming one of the main conductors and will be even more so for intuition. And I'll talk about that in the intuition program more, but it is going to be a big conductor, and it's important that we have that our relationship with the vagus nerve aligned But also in different areas of the body, we can have the vagus nerve actually pinched or contracted or protected with different tissues, and we want to make sure it's free to conduct that energy. That was a lot of information. Very short time. But I wanted to give you as much as I can. There's one other piece I want to share with you so that you understand what's happening. Just enough of an understanding at the mind so that your mind doesn't block you and get all crazy. Because that left brain loop is going to go crazy trying to figure out why you feel the way you feel right now. And that left brain loop and the left brain itself is going to fill in the gaps of the story, and it's going to make up, the left brain actually makes up stories. It'll make up a reason why you feel the way you feel. So different symptoms you might feel: headache, pressure in the body, weird sensations, anxious fluttering. Just breathe through it. Take your breath into the belly the best you can, and you can stimulate the vagus nerve. That helps. But blurred vision or different vision coming in and out of focus. Maybe something suddenly is very clear, and the next moment you look at something or the same thing and it's suddenly blurry. This is because we're looking at two different versions of frequencies or two different versions of the timelines of Earth. And I've talked about the timelines overlapping. They were overlaid, like literally overlaid right on top of each other for the longest time now, for not a long time, but for quite a while. And just around the 31st, in and around there, they started to kind of shift and they started to move away from each other. And what that means is that if they were overlaid and you were looking at something, if you were looking at the new Earth version of it, it would be clear. If you look at the old Earth version of it, it would be blurry because your eyes, or vice versa, if your eyes and your brain aren't yet acclimatized to the change in frequency, then the mind can't interpret what it's seeing. So a lot of times people are actually looking at new earth energies and seeing blur because the brain hasn't adapted yet. Some are looking at old earth energies and it's blurry because you're not meant to look that way anymore. So it could be either or and different for each individual. So the earths are starting to, the old earth and the new earth energies are starting to separate again. And what happens is that's creating pressure. That'll create pressure, that'll create a bit of a pull, that'll create a bit of tension. And it's purposeful because it's making us choose. We're getting to the point where the choice is going to be made and then we're done. We can't change our minds. Once the two earth energies have separated, you will be on one or the other. You can no longer be on both, playing between two playgrounds. It'll be one or the other. And trust me, I will say this as kindly as I can, or as not alarming as I can, but you will want to be on the new earth energies. I guarantee. If you're on this call and you're talking and you're listening and you're invested in your health and your healing and alignment with love, peace, unity, you will want to be on the new earth energies. And over the next couple of weeks, I'll be sharing how to do that and continue to show you how to do that in the Living Oneness Gathering. But for today, I just needed you all to understand that this shift and the separation of the two, you're going to really feel it. It's going to pull and it's going to create some tension or tightness, not for everyone, but for those of you that are feeling symptoms, that's what's happening. On top of that, with your transmutation, transfiguration of your cells are actually changing. They're evolving, and the ways that we've been held back and the ways that our intuitive gifts or our capacity has been held back is being released as well. So a lot of us are being freed up, which is really good. But there's a transition. You're in transition. We're transforming, and it'll be a little interesting for a little while. But the more you can lean into it and recognize that your body is actually energy, then you will, even if you just tell your mind, it's like, oh, my body is energy. This is just energy I'm feeling. What is this energy needing me to see or know or feel? Then you move through it much easier. But if your brain's holding on, it's gonna create more suffering. So your freedom is on the other side of just allowing yourself to feel and be present and pay attention. Pay attention to your body and give the support it needs. Nurture your body, nourish your body the best you can. And your mind too, because your mind is really confused about what's going on. And it will be, because not the version of the mind we have in our humanness isn't actually coming along. It's evolving and parts of it will be released. It's almost like starting with a new computer. It's like you're not going to have the old programming. You're going to start with some fresh new programming, and that's where we're heading. All right, I think that's enough for now. It's like some of your minds are like, yes, thank you. Thank you for that understanding. And others are just like, this is curious. So just take what resonates, place the other aside for the moment. It might come in and you'd be like, in the middle of the night, you'd be like, oh, this is what Sue is talking about. It's happening right now, or I'm feeling that right now, or I have that awareness now of what that is. So just know that this information is being channeled through me for all of you. And those of you that are listening live and or those that will be listening to the replay, it's for all of you. And don't take everything and go, okay, I need to figure out everything. Just take what resonates and let the rest be placed aside until you need it, until you need that understanding. So we planted some seeds and given some understanding. We just need enough understanding at the level of the mind for it to come along for the ride. And that's what I'm giving all of you. All right, let's dive in, see where we go. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and take some deep breaths. And I'm going to invite you to place your hand on the area of the solar plexus, so just under the sternum or just under the diaphragm in the center of your abdomen. And when you breathe, I'm going to invite you to let your breath take your hand out. So it's going to breathe, you're going to breathe in, diaphragm's going to push down, and belly's going to expand in that space. And then as you exhale, your belly's going to come back in, diaphragm's going to return. So we're breathing through the diaphragm and using the breath to allow the movement to go through the belly as well. And just notice how you feel emotionally. And if any of you are feeling a little anxious or that fluttery feeling, it's almost like a butterfly feeling. But if you hold your breath, that butterfly feeling will actually change to fear. The mind will interpret it as fear. If you feel that fluttery feeling and you can sit with it and be with it in just the raw sensation of it, the raw emotionality of it, without a story in the brain, then it may even be a little bit of anticipation or even maybe an energy of excitement. So you can change this energy into more of an excitement, anticipation, just by breathing through it. Now that hand on the solar plexus, just do a little circle, like rubbing your upper belly there and just under the diaphragm, just circling, little rub in a circle. And then the other direction, you could rub in a circle. There's a big a plexus area in the nerve of the vagus nerve. So that area, it's a real area where it branches out. So there's a big area where that comes down and then branches out. So this is a great area to stimulate the vagus nerve. And stimulating the vagus nerve is a good thing. It's creating more of that peace and calm, shifting into the parasympathetic nervous response. And when you stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, or you turn on the parasympathetic nervous system, that's your rest and restore. So as you breathe, and then you can relax your hand whenever you feel ready. Just notice how you feel now. It might calm that energy. So we have the central nervous system from the brain stem down the spine, and then we have the enteric nervous system, which is a nervous system that's actually in the digestion, in the guts. And then we have the sensory neurites, which are in the heart, the physical heart. And we want those three, we could call it the head brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain if you want to, because the neurons or the nervous system in each of those spaces can act independently or may respond to each other. And then also we want them to actually perhaps respond to each other in a way that actually will support the body. So imagine your brain connected to your heart, connected to your digestion, your enteric nervous system. And imagine those three nervous systems could calm just with your breath. So you're using your breath, deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, inviting everything to calm. You might even use the words, everything is okay, all is well. Everything I'm experiencing is purposeful. There is no need for fear or worry or concern. All is well. Whatever words you can use at any time to calm your systems. You might even find humming helps. You can hum or say om or chant, doesn't matter, but humming creates a vibration at the larynx, which also stimulates the vagus nerve. So you could even try humming right now as you're on mute, so feel free. And if you imagine the humming vibration in the throat, so it's in the larynx there at the throat, you could bring it down into the heart. Imagine humming into the heart space and feeling the vibration there. And then make sure that you invite that vibration to move even down into the belly so that the enteric nervous system also receives that calming message and vibration. Now let's tune into the cells in your body. We have trillions of cells in our body. You might even just pick one area, but set an intention to speak to, communicate with all the cells in the body. Knowing that everything is purposeful and that you're consciously choosing new earth frequencies. Take some deep breaths and let every cell know it's all okay. Let's lean into this shift. Let go of control, lean into trust. Let go of fear, lean into love. Breathe through and let go of resistance. You're leaning into the unknown at the level of the mind, but your heart knows. Your heart and soul knows to a greater degree where you're headed and why. Your heart and soul knows much of the plan. Your heart and soul knows what's needed, what's necessary, and what's purposeful. Trust your heart. Trust your soul to guide you, to lead you, to direct you. You're not leaving your humanness behind. You are transmuting, transfiguring your human experience. What if you didn't resist? What if you allowed? Let go, soften, sink in, surrender, trust, allow, invite. I want you to imagine two spheres, each representing the earth, the old earth and the new earth. We've done this with timelines, but we're just looking at a sphere now, so it's just a different way of visioning it. Standing on the old earth with the old frequencies will be painful and dense and heavy and hard. Plugging into, grounding into the new earth energies and frequencies, we'll feel lighter, more aligned. It will still create a pull or a tension or a squeeze or contraction in the body. That's okay. Let it. Just know that that squeeze is you moving through, say, the squeeze point, the center. And when you come out the other side, you will expand. It's the contraction before the expansion. It's the transmutation before the transfiguration. It's the old human transforming into the new divine human. It's certain electrical currents that have been dormant turning on. It's certain energies moving into spaces they haven't been able to move into before. This is good news. Soften around it, allow it, lean into it. Trust it. Trust your body knows, trust your heart knows, trust your soul knows how to navigate through this. Your body will come along for the ride if you don't resist at the level of the mind. Take a deep breath and a big sigh, big ah sound out with the out breath. Let go of the fear. Let go of the doubt and uncertainty. Trust your body. Trust your heart. Encourage your mind to come along. And you can even embrace the idea of the unknown future. But you can embrace it more of as an adventure, a journey that takes you on a new path, one you haven't taken before, but it doesn't have to be scary, what's around the corner. It's more leaning into the unknown. I do not know what the future holds, but I trust the future on the new earth is bright, brilliant, light, unifying, harmonizing, balancing. To get there, we need to go through a bit of chaos. When we're changing frequencies from one frequency to another, the energy in the cells will go through a bit of a shaking up, a rattling. You're in the rattling stage. Things are being shaken up, stirred. You go through chaos to get to coherence. We're moving into coherence. We're moving into heart, mind, and body coherence. And we could even put soul into that picture because we're becoming a divine human, a fully embodied divine human. Take some more deep breaths. So we're going to ground into the new earth frequencies. Really feel that plug deep into the new earth core. Unplug from the old earth. There's nothing there for you anymore. There's no more value. The words I kept hearing this week are don't look in the review mirror. Don't look in the review mirror. There's nothing of value there for you. There's nothing of value there for you anymore. We're letting go of the linear experience of time, past, present, future. Let go of the past. Let go of the old. And trust that the new, fresh, blank canvas of the new earth is really, truly your deepest heart's desire. Align with your deepest heart's desire. Not your head's desire, not your head thought, what it thinks you need. Drop into the space of the heart and feel the feeling and the knowing that this is your path. This is what's purposeful. This new frequency, this new earth frequency is your future. It is your present. It is your everything. Everything you could ever want or desire will be available there for you. So we let go of the old ways of being human and we lean into the new divine human way, a new way of being. Now imagine every single cell in the body is deeply grounded in this new frequency of energy. But it's not stuck in the ground like a stake in the ground, or it's not stuck like a signpost. It's more a beautiful thread, a silver thread that's connected to the earth that can flow and move like a kite. So imagine every cell like a kite or a helium balloon floating, levitated, light, lifted, free. The density of the old earth, the gravity we felt, we're letting go of all of that and shifting into a grounding, levitated experience. So we feel a connection to the new earth. We could feel our feet on the ground, but we'll feel light in the body, lifted, elevated, levitating. Each cell in the body levitating. Imagine your cells levitating. Imagine the brain cells levitating. Imagine the density in the head becoming light, almost like your whole head then begins to feel like it's floating, but not floating and untethered. It's floating and connected to the earth, the new earth, a new way of being. Ask for a felt experience of what's possible. And invite the body to come along and experience that possibility now, right here in this moment. And for some, you will land there and remain there and feel that levitated, grounding feeling and remain that way. For others, you will experience it, and that's a glimpse of where you're heading, what's possible for you when the transition is complete. And this transition is happening over the next 100 days. There's 111 days from the beginning of January. There you go. Beautiful. Keep breathing. Now imagine your central channel as a beautiful tree of life. And below your feet, the roots of the tree are connected to Mother Earth, the new Mother Earth, the new frequencies. Because Mother Earth is being transmuted as well. Her energies are being shifted. She's letting go of the old densities. She will feel light and free as well. And the roots of those, the tree of life that is your central channel, is wrapped around the earth and connected to all of the earth, not just the core, but all of the earth, all of the new earth. And that beautiful sphere goes all the way around. And then from there, it comes into the body, up through the center of your body. And in the center of your body, at the heart space, there's a beautiful heart in the trunk of the tree of life. Just before the branches emerge, and the branches emerge and come up through the neck, through the head, and above and beyond the top of your head. And the branches and the leaves of that beautiful tree touch oneness, touch our source, touch the breath of God. The presence of divinity is all around you and within you. Feel that connection to the new earth and feel that beautiful, direct connection to your source, to oneness, to divinity. That energy flows through you, as you, for you. Through all the branches of that tree of life that's within you, through that heartbeat, all the way through the physical body, the energy body, the emotional body, the spiritual body, the mental body, all of it, the etheric body, all layers of you connected to all of oneness, all around you and within you. Because that heart in the center is the center of your existence, and it holds the heart of all of creation. Breathe and allow anything you feel that needs to be honored. Just stir it into that tree, stir it into the central channel. Witness it, honor it, welcome it, accept it fully. Don't try and wish it away or flush it out. Just be with it. Let it find its own path. Honor it, witness it, welcome it, process it. It may be transmuted and cleared, or it may be transmuted and stays. Trust the energy, trust your body, trust yourself, trust your humanness, and trust your divinity. Trust your source. Breathe. Invite all your cells to come along for the ride. Feel that grounded, beautiful connection, feeling centered and solid, yet fluid and liquid at the same time. You're not stuck in the solid feeling. You're connected and feeling solid in the way of certainty. That everything is energy, everything is fluid, moving, vibrating. Let it vibrate. A lot of times the anxiety that you're feeling is the vibration that's coming in. It's the new frequencies that are coming in, and your body contracts around it out of fear or because it's unknown. Just breathe through it. Invite it. Let it be transmuted into an anticipation or excitement, a welcoming of a new energy, a new way of being, a new experience in the body where healing can occur in a holy instant. If it's purposeful and meant to, we could heal something in an instant. But we heal it using frequencies. You may still take a supplement. You may still see a practitioner. But it's a frequency alignment that gets you there, that brings you there, that draws you in, that guides you. Follow the frequency, follow the feeling. Less thinking, more feeling. The thinking will still be there. The thoughts will still be there. It's okay. Let the feeling be the leader. Let the feeling be the guide. Let the frequency lead you. Let the energy flow. Take some more deep breaths. And when you feel density or heaviness or contraction, it's just a finger pointing you to an area of your body that needs some attention. It's just the contraction before an expansion, and the next expansion often is preceded with a contraction. It's like a massage, contracting and releasing, contracting and releasing. It's working for you. It's working with you. It's supporting you. Let it. Take some more deep breaths and slowly see if you can bring your awareness back to your physical surroundings, but stay connected to this feeling of being grounded and levitated at the same time. Light within and around the body. You might feel like you want to stay longer with your eyes closed. The invitation is to begin to to open your eyes just slightly. Keep them mostly closed, but just slightly open with a gaze down, perhaps at something neutral. Often when we open our eyes, the brain kicks in to try and interpret what we're seeing. So imagine you could look at everything fresh and new, as if you haven't seen it before. Begin to open your eyes more and take a look around the room and just notice what feels different, what looks different. If anything, it may feel the same, it may feel different. Just be curious, notice, observe without judgment. If you invite the energy of fascination, amusement, curiosity, those energies are really good mindsets to embrace, because then the mind will not be in that judging space. It'll be in a more of a curious place. If you think about when you go on vacation and you're exploring a new town or a new place, you're in that adventurous fascination, amused by things, curious about things, looking at everything because it's all fresh and new. I invite you to do that all day, every day now, in every moment. What if I was looking at myself in the mirror with a different lens, through a different lens, with fresh eyes? What if I'm looking at myself like it was the first time I could see myself? I just had this image of a cat. I had one, several kittens when I was younger, but the one kitten came up to the mirror and turned sideways and arched themselves. So like first time they looked at themselves in the mirror. And I had another cat that I would actually just sit there and stare at itself in the mirror. It's very funny. There's so much depth that can happen. Looking at everything through the eyes of reverence, having reverence for all of creation, including you. That's my invitation for you over this next little bit as you navigate this shift. And come to next Wednesday, I'll do the Living Oneness Gathering again for those of you that aren't on that list, because the Live Healing Experience is a different list. But if you're on the Living Oneness Gathering, or you can join that list, then I would encourage you to come to that, because that's going to give you a check-in point each week, but also some guidance and direction on how to continue to navigate this shift and change. And I always teach whatever's live in that moment, whatever's needed. So it's always fresh and new. I never know what I'm going to talk about until I get there usually. Even today, I had a little glimpse of a few things, but it's just a matter of what's needed right now. And that's how nonlinear time works. We're very present to the now, not so much planning. So it's a different way of living. I used to be a planner, not anymore. All right. So let's have just a few questions, or anybody wanting an intuitive reading. I'm probably going to stay about an extra 5 minutes, so about 11:05. Instead of raising hands, just so I can do it more efficiently and quickly, I'll have you just type in the chat. That's it, just easier. And then, of course, if you're wanting to share how you're feeling, what experience you had through that, I would be happy to have you share. Okay, so Sarah, a few nights ago, I woke up with a sense of victimhood around my mom having breast cancer 15 years ago. I felt that at the time I had a perspective that sorry, that her illness and the fear of losing her was the punishment to me. Maybe I felt guilt or responsible around her illness. It was clearing, yes. There's a lot of clearing that's happening in the dream state as well. When we don't have to process things consciously, a lot of stuff will come into a dream state, or in that state where we're between getting up and going to sleep or waking up because our resistance is really quite low there and the mind is kind of in a different state. We're in different brainwave states, so we can actually process things differently. The one thing I'm getting there, Sarah, is for you to repeat in the healer's toolbox. There is the cellular transference one, releasing some of what was hers and some of what was yours, taking back what was yours. That process with around this experience will help. I'm really feeling strong around that. So I'm going to invite you to go there. If you can't find it, let me know. Sheila, thank you, Sue. Things have been feeling lighter and new. Good. Ollie, there was a bit of darkness, almost like haunting by that man we had that dog bite incident with. Yes. That when I'm tuning into that, it feels like the law of contrast. Sometimes when we have an experience of expansion, we will witness something that's contrast to what we're feeling. That's just a moment of blip, like a blip or a glitch, and you don't need to go further into it. Just acknowledge it, witness it, and then is there any reflection of unbalanced energies within you that perhaps it's pointing to? That's what I would ask. That's the direction I would go with that for you around that, because it doesn't feel like it. It feels like more of a blip or a fleeting moment. Um, I'll read everybody's comments as we go, but I'll read everybody's comments afterwards. But let me just get through a few more. Wow, oh wow, that was beautiful. I've been moving into a lot of freedom and through a lot of interference. Just this as of late, intuitive reading. Krista, let me just tune into your field. The interference is at the Fulks membrane. It's using your Fulks membrane, so the sail to tail. And if you don't have access to any of my paid courses, in the prey predator syndrome, it's a free course that I created. You can go through that one in the order that I put the resources there. But there's a sail to tail one. That one will really help you clear that interference. It's coming down through the top into that Fulks membrane. You need to clear that first before anything else. If you don't clear that, you're just going to continue to have issues and feel struggling with it. Let me just jump forward a little bit. Heather, when you holiday cold and virus, that I'm feeling, there's two things. There's congestion you're trying to release. It's more, interpret the energy. There's some interference in there. One, in your sinuses. There's mycoplasma, which is a pathogen. Now, this isn't a diagnosis. I'm looking at the frequency. It's a frequency of mycoplasma in your sinuses. And you can use, I use NAC to release that. It's a supplement. There's also an emotional component in there. It feels related to a parent. I don't know if a parent just passed, but I keep seeing a parent and then I see like a balloon rising and going up to the sky and like disappearing, like almost like releasing one of those kites. There's a transition that is occurring or has occurred or will occur and a completion around something. So it's an invitation for you to go in and see, where am I not feeling complete, or where do I hold a grievance around one or both of my parents? It feels like there's one in particular that it's stronger, and how to make peace with that. How do I reconcile that within myself? That's the pathway I would go for you. Okay, good. Waking up at 4 a.m. Yep, that makes sense. You don't have to, sometimes the numbers are connected to certain organs in the body. Sometimes it's the liver waking you up, or the kidneys waking you up, or the lungs waking you up. And there's stuff that's going on. And if there's congestion in those areas of the body, sometimes it can wake you up at certain times of the night. Recently, and what's really happening is with these energies, you're not going to need as much sleep for one, and two, the the energies are actually waking us up at different times to break habits and cycles. So just recognize that it's okay. You don't need to figure out what exactly that means. The mind kind of wants to understand, but if you're up at 4, I wake up a lot at 3, 4. The other day I was up at 12. I went to bed at 9. I was like up at 12. And it's just a matter of being with whatever is in the moment. So I'll either go into meditation or I'll listen to something in my ears and listen to an audio. Sometimes I just sit and meditate and I'm quiet. It really depends on what is guided in the moment. So just tune into your heart and see if there's anything you're meant to do. Sometimes I'm guided to actually get up and step out of the house and go to the backyard and stand on the grass or sit under the stars. So you never know what you'll be guided to do, but there's a lot more people going to be woken up at odd hours, and it's okay. Just recognize we actually won't need as much sleep moving forward compared to before. And the whole idea that you need 8 hours of sleep is not going to be true moving forward. So I haven't had 8 hours sleep. I usually get 4 to 5, a chunk of 4 to 5 hours, and then I'm good. I'm usually up and awake anyways, not necessarily out of bed. But so for you, Marianne, I'm not feeling anything specific around that. Just it's a time, sometimes it's a very creative time. So you might actually get up and do some writing or do journaling or do some healing. Your resistance will be low during that time as well. The mental resistance will be low. So it's a good time to do things that in the daytime you might get caught up with. The mind might get you distracted by doing other things. All right, let me tune into one more thing here. Is the Zoom next Wednesday at 10? Yes, same time. Wednesdays at 10 now is the new time for now. I don't know what's going to happen, but for now it seems to be. Mm, Valerie, my hand is having numbness, tingling, and pain. Okay. The I can feel some the frequency of mycoplasma in the joints, not just your hands, like your fingers, the hands, but also other joints in the body. If it was me, I would be using NAC, N-acetylene cysteine, NAC, and that can help break down the that pathogen. Mm. There's overall there's inflammation in the body. It feels there is some physical inflammation, like there's something you're eating that's causing inflammation, or something you ate that kind of built up inflammation over the last little bit. So anything you can do to reduce inflammation. And then the other piece, the energetic inflammation, would be earthing, grounding, clearing, making sure that you're actually well hydrated so you're moving some of the energetic inflammation. And maybe even getting out into nature. Uh, to kind of clear and use the toroidal field of the trees to help you clear your field. That's going to help you align and clear some of the energetic inflammation. A lot of people are probably feeling that right now, and with the new frequencies coming in, anything that's old frequency is going to feel like inflammation. So that can show up even as pain in the joints. It can actually show up as nerve pain, pain in the skin, touching, that sort of like sensitivities, and it can be blurred vision, ringing in the ears, sore throats, and contraction in the throat, or pain in the teeth. There's a lot of different ways it can show up, but those types of things can help as well. And some of you might even be drawn to like more like an antioxidant of some sort to help reduce the inflammation on the physical level to support the reduction of the frequency inflammation as well. All right, I'm going to pause there and let's take a deep breath. So for anybody who's wanting to work with me deeper with the intuitive readings, I do have a couple spots on my calendar open up for tomorrow and next week for intuitive readings. If you feel that you're meant to go deeper with me, there's a lot we can do in a 30-minute session, but there's 45-minute or 1 hour sessions too. But if you feel like you want to really have a good deep reading and clearing, then I would encourage you to book a private session with me. For those of you that haven't already jumped into the new program, Your Evolving Intuition Experience, there's still time to jump in at the discounted rate. The launch rate is running until February. And I have a private group where you can ask questions, but I'm also going to be offering a bonus live lesson experience with another Q&A. So that's coming at the beginning of February. So if you want to jump in now, you'll have access to all the lessons as I'm building them out, and actually provide input as well to different lessons and experiences and things that you want me to include in the program. So it's kind of a neat opportunity for you to be there while I build it out. If you are feeling like you need some support, go back to this replay, go back to the previous replays, go back to the Living Oneness gatherings. You don't have to invest money necessarily if you can't invest money. There are lots of free resources I have available. The one I mentioned earlier, the prey predator syndrome, talk about the polarity, that has all of the different things in a sequence that's really helpful to kind of clear interference and make sure you're feeling really aligned with the new energies moving forward and you don't have external interference in your field. That's a free course. You can sign up for that through my website as well and go through that experience. So I'm here to be of service. I do have things that you can invest in, but I also have free offerings, and those free offerings are really rich and full and have a lot of magic and mystery and miracles in them. So use your intuition, follow your intuition, use your guidance, and just know that whatever you're meant to move toward is purposeful. And if you're not guided towards something, then let it go and trust. Just trust. Trust sounds easy. That's a muscle in itself to develop, especially right now. All right. I appreciate all of you being here. I'm grateful for this space and for this community. Thank you all. And I will read all your comments about your experiences. If you want to share how this live experience impacted you, you can send me an email or you can come on to our online community and share there as well. I would love to hear from you. I appreciate you. I see you. I honor you. I'm so grateful. Thank you all for being here. Until next time, love and blessings.